I toured with Luis Miguel 2018, 2019, did about 2 years on the road with him. It was great. I mean, he's like I think he's the biggest name in music in the Spanish-speaking countries, and to get to go and play with him in all these countries that just adore him was a real treat, a real honor. You know, some of the venues were just huge. You know, like 20,000 people, and I would say that probably some of my favorite moments were where he'd be down there and looking up at me, like, you know, like very affectionately, and I'm up there playing. I loved when those moments would happen, because it was just, you know, it was a great experience to have somebody of his renown, of his talent, showing so much respect, and literally just, you know, seeming as if he's just really liking what I'm doing. That feels good. That feels really good. I'm working on a new project now, and I've been doing some writing, and the new music is really exciting because it's new, you know. So there's just there's ideas that have been kicking around. I took the moment to write them down and kind of demonstrate them and get some music for it, and working with the guys, and we're working on performance of these new songs. I really believe that after 2 years of working with Luis Miguel, that it's really made a better saxophone player out of me. The style of music that he sings is so passionate, and I mean, he's just so expressive when he sings, and vocal expression is just a whole nother level that when a saxophone tries to emulate that, I feel like it just takes it a step above. You know, and there's been a lot of learning. I feel like I got a good 2-year little course of study in, you know, with Latin music and with one of Mexico's finest singers, probably Mexico's finest singer. And taking all of that into a new project is a very exciting thing. With the talent that we've got around here, collaboration has been an awesome thing. My good friend Marc Antoine is an internationally acclaimed French guitarist, and he is, I brought all the music to him, and it's like he's somebody that, you know, getting to work with him some, getting a chance to work with, you know, Mark Hugenberger, you know, who's an amazing keyboard player. There's so much talent, collaborating with so many of I've got icons I've worked with in the past in smooth jazz, but I also have just such a wide base of friends that it's very fun introducing the smooth jazz world to them, because they're just so talented, you know. So that's what I'm getting to do a lot of right now. That's what we'll be doing at this upcoming show, is introducing some people, some players that they're not the regular every weekend smooth jazz guitar player that you see all the time or whatever. These are people that are in other worlds that I get to bring them together into a smooth jazz environment and share them there. It's going to be a lot of fun doing these shows.
Back.
Hey, Tony.
Hey, Terrence.
Hey, we got somebody special coming up here now, don't we?
Yeah, well, you just watched the tune from Greg Vail, and Greg is, I mentioned we met back in 1984 doing a dinner theater together, and we were introduced, and at the time we were introduced, we had to sit down and sit next to each other for 12 hours in a rehearsal, and that was my first experience with Greg, and then we have just done a lot of music together over the years for all over the country, really. So all over the world. So please welcome our friend Greg Vail. Also, I will say that Greg Vail has had more hairstyle changes than anybody I've ever met over the time I've known him. He has had long, luxurious Fabio hair. He has had weird little Dieter hair. I don't know what else you call that. And now he's got this, and it's been a few others too. How are you, Greg?
I'm doing great, thanks. You've had the same hair for 30 years.
Yeah, well, I did have a mullet at one point. But
Yes, I
that
remember
is
that.
true. That is
Yeah.
true.
Good to see you, man. You hanging in
Thanks,
there?
man. Hanging in.
Right on.
So tell us a little bit. What was it like with Luis Miguel?
Well, it was pretty dang exciting because he's so huge in the Latin market that, I mean, the venues were just enormous and the people were just adoring. Every day, everywhere he went, people just treated him like the biggest superhero, you know? And uh, it was great. It was great playing for him. The coolest thing about playing for Luis was that he loved saxophone. He loved the horns. And unlike a lot of artists that will take the time and spend the money to put horns on stage, he actually did it and then wanted to hear them. And that was so cool, you know, because most of the problems, I'd say 95% of the problems that we as a horn section or myself had with him had nothing to do with us. It had to do with the fact that we just weren't loud enough. And that was so cool, you know, because I mean, yeah, Tony, think about it, you know,
Yeah.
I mean, most
That
of the time
doesn't
you're just standing, you're just part of the set, you know,
Right.
standing
Yeah.
there. So that was really cool. I mean, he loves horns. He loves instrumental music, you know, I mean, the horn he just loves. So it was great to have a boss that wanted me to sound good and wanted me to be heard and would get mad because I couldn't be heard. That was so cool.
You know, I noticed that on Netflix right now there's a Luis Miguel biopic, and I'm curious, one, if you've seen it, and two, who played you in the movie?
Well, we haven't got to me yet.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Basically, they did a series of his early life, and then they did a series. This series is the I think middle life, and then I don't know if there's going to be a third series or not. I don't speak Spanish, so I miss some of the details on these things. But yeah, I mean, it's a Netflix special series, and they came out in English last time, and I watched it in Spanish before I watched it in English, and I could follow a lot of it just because it's so similar.
Hey, Greg, you got some music for us? What are you going to play?
I'm going to do Affirmation, and I think you know that one.
pretend like you hear a ton of applause right now, Greg. Oh, wait.
Just like when you got 15,000 people.
You got to plug your mic back in to talk to us. Yep.
I said, pretend like you can hear me right now.
Yeah. That sounded great. The sax was cool, but I got to say the track sounded amazing.
I thought you might like that.
All right. Hey, listen, I don't want to run out of time. So do you have another song for us?
Yeah, I have a song,
what are you doing?
another song that you produced with me. It's called
Just
The
gets
In
better
Crowd.
and better.
I know. Could this be any more about you?
Well, I know. It was first these two songs and then Elisa before. So,
Right. Oh, The In Crowd. This is a great song. Ramsey Lewis. Well, he didn't write it. He didn't write it, but he had the big hit in 1963 with this.
And I was in with the In Crowd.
Were you? When did you drop out?
You know.
Nice, Greg.
Sounds great, Greg.
Wow.
Nice. Hey,
Well,
hey,
that still
hey,
makes me
Greg.
tired even when we're just doing it online. It's amazing.
Thank you so much for being here, Greg. We actually have another tune from you right now. We're going to run some video from a show you did at Campus Jack's with a tune called "There Will Never Be Another You." By the way, I'm going to just mention that both of the tunes you just played you can find on iTunes and all those various and sundry places. Correct?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Everything's up on
Smooth
CD
Jazz
and
Classics.
Amazon.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Great. And your website is what? TonyGuerrero.com?
GregVail.com.
Oh, GregVail.com. All right. Love you, man.
Good to see you,
Thanks
Greg.
for being here.
Thanks
Thanks,
so
guys.
much for.
Thank you,
We
guys.
appreciate it.
Thanks.
Look forward
Thanks,
to seeing
Terrence.
you again.
Thanks. See you soon.
All right, here's some more video from Greg with "There'll Never Be Another You," and then some more Nat King Cole, and then coming up,
Mark Higgenberger on the piano. Thank you so much. That was Rick White on the guitar solo. And thank you. You guys sound great.